Hey everyone, today I want to tackle a question that's relevant to many of us, especially those on a weight loss journey, whether through lifestyle changes, medications, or surgery. It's all about navigating social situations, particularly when faced with tempting treats like cake at parties for people who have previously always chosen to eat the cake. I want to extend a big thank you to the person who asked this question. It's a common concern that many people may have, but they might not feel comfortable discussing it, and so it might get missed. The question is, I have a couple of birthday parties coming up, and I'm pretty sure there will be birthday cake. How long after eating a main meal can I eat extra, like a small piece of the cake? Or can you give any other guidance, please? I'm looking for tips since my bariatric surgery, which I'll add was approximately 4 weeks ago. So she's just started on solid foods and navigating this is all new. So thank you again for your question. First off, let's talk about flexibility. Now, when it comes to food choices, it's important to be flexible and listen to your body rather than being totally rigid and not eating something even when you really want it. If you're at a party and feel like eating a small piece of cake and you don't find it a trigger for feeling out of control, then go for it. But remember, it's equally okay to decline if you're not feeling it. And it's okay to leave the rest if you try it and it's not up to your expectations. If you do find that cake is a trigger for feeling out of control, then there's some other work to do outside the scope of this brief discussion. That will be around modifying your thoughts, which can change the desperation of the desire that you feel and the behavior that follows that desperate feeling. For this discussion, consider how your tastes might have evolved over time. Tastes or desire for sweet foods are less intense in the first 12 months at least after bariatric surgery, or when on anti-obesity medications, or in people who don't eat sweet foods very often, or have been eating less sweet foods than previously. There's also people who just don't enjoy sweet foods, either for the taste or how they make them feel. So sometimes sweet foods like cake may not be as appealing as they once were. Before diving in, check in with yourself. Do you still want to eat it? If you don't feel the pressure to eat it. Wait for that perfect 10 out of 10 experience. Now, the social situation itself can sometimes present challenges, especially when it comes to food. If you choose not to have cake, that's your decision, and it's not the host or the servers, and it's important to feel comfortable with it. Politely decline, maybe a no thank you, I'm good. Don't make eye contact with the food, just look into the eyes of the person, and you don't have to offer up explanations. Just continue with what you were doing or the conversation that you were having. Most people will understand and respect your choice and not give it another thought. Just move on to the next person. Sometimes it can be helpful to watch how other people decline food they don't want to eat and maybe pick up on some of their skill, or think about how you would decline an offer of something that you actually hate. It can be difficult for you if you've created this identity of someone who always eats the cake and now you're behaving differently. You will find people trying to change you back into the person that they're familiar with, but be consistent, and that's how you generate your new persona in time. If you did engage with the food, there's more opportunity for offense to be taken because you seem to be deciding against that particular food. If you say, it looks great, but I won't, or I'm on a diet, then you're inviting others to talk you into it because you've just told them that you actually want to eat it and they want to see you happy. But what if you do decide to have a taste of the cake and it doesn't quite hit the spot? No worries, you're not obligated to finish it. Take a polite nibble, and if it's not enjoyable, discreetly set it aside while you chat and don't go back to it. And to answer the specific details of that question, how soon after eating a meal could I then eat a piece of cake early after bariatric surgery? I would certainly give yourself 2.5 hours and call the cake afternoon tea if the meal was lunch. So if you choose to, accept it and put it aside. The volume you're likely going to be able to tolerate is 1/4 to 1/2 cup, so a small piece. So, to sum up, navigating social situations while focusing on weight loss can be tricky because there's usually food involved in those situations. But with flexibility, self reflection, and polite assertiveness, it's entirely manageable and great practice. Remember, your health and well-being come first, so think not only of the short-term pleasure, but how this food will make you feel later, and go for the long term. The opportunity will pass, and it would be rare to look back at a situation and wish you'd chosen to eat the cake or more of it. Seriously, how often does that happen? Remember that in this day and age, cake is accessible everywhere. This is not your only opportunity to get some. It's in the supermarket, which is open long hours, so you don't have to eat it when it's there, but you can get it when you want it. And when you do, aim to buy just the amount you intend to eat on that occasion. So a cafe serve can be a safe option for that. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, you're in good company. If you have some questions, send them to me. I'm happy to help.